Hello everybody, welcome again to FH Flow, Focused Honest Flow. I'm together here today on the Zukunft Personal together with John Strelecky. John, thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
I just joined the great presentation from you. This speech was just amazing.
Thank you.
I feel myself really enlightened, and I'm going forward to have my big five. And I have a first question to you. You know, in my life, I observe for me I have two important things.
Okay.
The one thing is focus, and the other one is honesty.
Yeah.
And you also talked today about the focus on one, yeah, and focus.
Yeah.
Why is focus so important?
You know, to me, it's about, in this world where we have so many things going on, there are so many distractions, that certainty about this is the direction that I want to go. So you were referencing the Big Five for Life book, right?
Yeah.
And so understanding your Big Five for Life, understanding that this is the direction I want my life to go, not because someone else told me, but because I personally chose that this is my life path, that enables everybody else to assist you. You know, it's like if you sat down at a restaurant and they said, what would you like to eat? And you're like, I don't know. Imagine how hard that would be for the wait staff, right? They wouldn't know what to help you with. And life is like that too, that the more focused you are on this is where I want my life to go and these are my personal Big Five for Life, the easier it is for you to find examples of that, the easier it is for the rest of the world to help you. It just makes life easier.
Yeah. The second point for me is honesty. Yeah? I can feel in every word you say, it sounds so authentic, so honest. How you can keep this honesty all the time in life, since we know it's sometimes so difficult, we betray ourselves and we do some things that are not really ours. How you cope with this?
I'm a big fan of brutal honesty. I am. Brutal honesty about ourselves. So if you get to the end of the day and you look at your activities over the 16 hours you were awake and you say, okay, so how many of those minutes were in alignment with my personal Big Five for Life? Right? And if the answer is 0, then brutal honesty is saying, well, why not? Because at the end of the day, I am responsible for my existence. You know, maybe, yeah, someone could have called me and said, can you help me with this? But at the end of the day, you chose, right? I chose to spend my time with that. And when we allow ourselves to be brutally honest about why we are doing the things that we're doing, then we re-empower ourselves. And that's where the fun comes in. Because when you realize that the power is within you to make those choices, then you get to make the choices that are in alignment with your heart, in alignment with your Big Five for Life, and therefore you have greater success.
That's great. Now I have at the end a very personal question.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, he works with his brother now together.
Okay.
He's doing this because he feels himself guilty. He has to do it. He has to continue this. But he understood already himself. It's not belonging to his Big Five what he's doing right now. He feels himself very to do it for his brother. What you would recommend him? How he gets out of this? How he gets out of this?
Well, so sometimes it's realizing the way in which one of your Big Five for Life is actually connected to something that you're doing. And so maybe one of his Big Five for Life is contribution. And he could say, oh, wait a minute, you know, like I didn't realize that I was actually fulfilling one of my Big Five for Life by helping my brother. So it's reframing the activities you're doing in the context of your Big Five for Life. And sometimes that requires someone on the outside to help you see that. A really good friend, someone who's close to you but in a positive way, like they're very supportive. And then I would also say that if it's not part of your Big Five for Life, then it's about being brutally honest with yourself and saying, okay, at what point have I fulfilled my obligation? You know, so if he feels like, wow, I owe my brother, well, at what point does the owing stop?
Okay.
You know, is it I'm going to do this for a year? Because most of the time what we feel this frustration is a lack of freedom. And it's the inability to make our own choices. So if you're honest with yourself and you say, you know what, if I stay and help my brother for another 6 months, I really feel like I've checked the box, then you start to feel like self-empowered and you can honor that and you can move on and everybody should be okay with it.
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you.
It was a real pleasure.
Same here.
Thank you everybody for your attention. I can really recommend you read this book. Start to read John Strelecky. I read this book and I can really say it changed my life, and I'm very thankful to you. I'm so happy that you made this interview with me. Thanks you once again, John.
Great
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.